At the start of the movie, we see a mart where preparations for the Black Friday sale are being made on Thanksgiving Day. And here, a store worker goes to prepare his section. There he notices something strange. And that thing was very odd. It releases some white tentacles from its mouth and throws them at the worker, turning him into a zombie monster, and he then attacks his fellow workers. The scene shifts here, and we see the movie's main character, Ken, who has come to drop off his daughters at their mother's place to celebrate Thanksgiving Day. However, Ken's daughters wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving Day with their father, because he didn't get a holiday due to the Black Friday sale, and perhaps he would miss out on his Thanksgiving bonus as well. Here we see the story's second character, Chris, who was extremely hygienic. Perhaps he was looking for sanitizer for himself, but his family was celebrating Thanksgiving, yet he couldn't join them. Maybe he also had to go to his store for his job, and then someone comes to pick up Chris. This indeed tells us that both of them worked at the same store, and here they see the same mart they saw at the start of the movie. Now, perhaps they were very surprised to see how the store could indeed remain closed on such a very big sale day. After this, both of them reach their store, and here we see the one who was telling his wife that he wasn't feeling good and was experiencing some strange changes. Meanwhile, at Ken's store, preparations for the Thanksgiving and Black Friday sale were underway. Here, we see many people who worked there, and a delivery man arrives asking Ken for the location of the restroom, which Ken provides. At that moment, we see an employee who goes outside for a smoke. And suddenly, the door closes, and a strange thing attacks him. After this scene cuts, we see the rest of the employees talking among themselves. They were probably talking about their owner, whose behavior was not good with them at all. Just then, their owner arrives and gives them instructions about the work for the day. After this, we see a boy who had probably just started a new job here, and he talks to Ken. Ken reassures him to do his job comfortably. After that, the store door is opened. The flow of customers starts, and Chris, who was sitting at the cash counter, was taking a lot of time with the billing. An old lady customer standing there gets very angry with him. Just then, his owner comes and closes his counter, telling him to clean up. Meanwhile, Ken calls a customer in his section crazy, which the old lady overhears, and she tells Ken that she will tear this store apart. Ken hears this and ignores her. After this, the lady goes to the Santa chair in the store, and under its cover, we see a strange thing that we saw at the start of the movie, which looked like some monster or alien. Here, Chris sees a lot of blood on the floor, and we see the man who was telling his wife that he was feeling something strange. Now he suddenly attacks Chris, and his face looks like a zombie, also feeling quite monstrous. However, Chris somehow manages to save himself from the man. But then the old lady comes and attacks him. Chris hits the lady, causing all the items to fall on her. Another employee sees Chris, but he doesn't understand why Chris hit the lady. After this, two female employees immediately catch Chris and restrain him, asking why he hit the lady. Chris tells them that the lady hit him first, and they. Then we see the boy who had started a new job at the store. He actually sees a lady and asks her why she is sitting there like that. Just then, the lady releases strange tentacles from her mouth and attacks him. At that moment, Ken arrives and hits the lady with a board. But she doesn't feel anything, and Ken takes the boy to the storeroom. It seems everyone had realized that something strange was happening in their store. They all say they can't call the police because it would lead to the store being shut down. Ken then tells everyone that a lady customer attacked him. At this point, someone mentions that there's something odd about the customers, as they are attacking everyone. During their conversation, the boy suddenly comes back to life and attacks a female employee, resulting in her death. Seeing this, everyone there becomes extremely frightened as the boy, who had now turned into a zombie or monster, stands up. They were very scared and tried to call other stores, but no one was answering their calls, nor was anyone responding at the police station. This indicates that whatever the monster or a alien thing was, it had affected the entire area. While they were trying to make calls, their call finally connects to a store. The employee informs them that the shoppers are attacking everyone together and have turned into some kind of an entity. Hearing this, everyone becomes extremely frightened and they discuss escaping from there. When they step outside, they see that all the customers are attacking and killing each other, having turned into monster zombies, and there is chaos everywhere in the store. After this, they all talk about forming separate groups and everyone goes in different directions. Now Ken starts looking for his whiskey bottle in the washroom, which makes his manager very angry, questioning why Ken keeps the whiskey bottle there. Just then, the bottle falls and breaks, startling the monster sitting in the bathroom, who was the same delivery man that had asked Ken for directions to the washroom at the start. However, Ken manages to narrowly escape from him. Meanwhile, their lady sees through the camera that all the monsters are gathering things there and there is a huge entity that is absorbing everything into itself. Seeing all this, she gets very scared and comes back from there. After this, everyone gathers together and Ken was very angry because he was unable to contact his family. After this, the lady employee sees a police car near the main door and is very happy, thinking that perhaps the police have come to rescue them. But the car comes directly inside and the lady employee dies. Because of this, everyone became even more frightened. And now the path for the master was clear. And here we see him trying to save himself. At that moment, a very large lady master arrives and kills him, cutting him into pieces. After this, Chris, who was watching all of this, becomes very frightened and goes to the safe room where everyone else is. Now everyone seemed to be tired and very sad. And they all started sharing their stories with each other. They were very emotional about not being with their families, and were very upset about not being able to celebrate Thanksgiving with them. Just then, a lady employer comes in with snacks and shares them with everyone, suggesting that perhaps they can celebrate Thanksgiving this way. Meanwhile, Ken was very worried about his family, because he couldn't get in touch with them. It is here that we see that strange thing, which was growing significantly. All the aliens had gathered and converted into a very large entity, forming a massive alien creature. On the other hand, while everyone was trying to save themselves, something attacks Ken's hand, making it seem like he might have been bitten by an alien. Chris tells him to cut off his hand to save himself. After this, everyone leaves Ken there and goes away. But Ken waits for it to happen. However, he wasn't turning into a monster, which surprised him greatly. And he starts spending his time with Teddy. That's when he realizes that it wasn't a master who invited him, but his manager, so that he could be separated from his group. At that moment, a large lady monster arrives and attacks Ken. Ken escapes from her and throws the teddy bear to a spot where a fire starts, which begins to spread slowly. Then he notices a locket around the lady monster's neck, which belonged to the other lady. Now he remembers that the lady monster is the same old lady, and at that moment he receives a message from his wife saying that everyone is safe. After this, he felt very much at peace. After this, Chris and the lady who survived, now they look at the rooftop and see that the same thing is merging into a very strange entity. And now everyone tries to escape from here, and then they see that the lady was merging herself into that thing. And now they see that breaking through the rooftop, a very large monster with two faces emerges, which was formed by absorbing everyone inside it. At that moment, the owner of the smart device goes to the master and tells him not to be afraid, that he is with him. But the master throws him away and kills him. After this, the lady and Chris were searching for an unlock card to escape from here. And then they see that Ken also comes running out. Now, all of them apologize to each other and talk about escaping from here. Basically, this alien creature might have come from another world and was processing everyone here. The group decides that one of them will stop the master, while the other two will escape from here. Chris says that he will stop the master, but Ken refuses him. Now Chris sits in a truck and the master attacks him with its tentacle-like appendages. In response, Chris suddenly releases the truck's brakes, causing the truck to crash into the monster, injuring it significantly and making it angry. However, by that time, Ken, Chris, and the lady, Kiide, had already gotten into the car and started to leave. The monster watches them, but they believe that perhaps they have all survived. But when they look around, they see strange masters everywhere. And this is where the movie ends.